So, I guess I'll get into this story time about how I got into K-pop. And I've always gotten the crazy looks when I tell people because it used to be my little guilty pleasure, secret, I guess you say, type thing because when I first found out about it, I wouldn't tell many people that I got into K-pop. But my first K-pop, well, K-drama led me to K-pop actually. So that's what I should say. Back when I was starting to learn how to knit, we had I think I was off on like a I want to say either Thanksgiving or Christmas break because I do work for school. So I was out with the kids and I was flicking through channels and I come across this Korean channel. At the time, I had never seen anything Korean. We always had the Spanish channels along with the channels that we got. So come across this Korean channel and it had some weird looking commercials on there. And I saw this exercise machine and it was like this man thrusting on a bike. So I was like, oh, that looks iffy or weird, when I saw that commercial. So waited for the commercial to go off because I sat there and giggled at the commercial of this exercise machine, like infomercial commercial, wondering how in the world are they selling like this type of exercise machine to people. Excuse me, yes, that is a salsa jar. I repurpose everything. I'm a crafter. But back to, I digress. Back to what I was saying. So, seeing this commercial, I'm thinking in my head, how in the world are people buying this thrusting, like, stationary horse type style bike thing? It's just a bike seat on legs, and it gives you the motion of thrusting, like you're popping your pelvis, as I would say. Commercial goes off, and I remember the TV show. Uh, at the time, I didn't know the name, but it had subtitles, and I've always been an avid reader since 6 years old. I've been reading. I had my first library card at 6, uh, kindergarten, and I was the kid that will always get the reader goal so I can get my free pizza or my free Six Flag ticket for meeting your book goal. So that was me. I guess you would say I was kind of like a bookworm. And when I saw the subtitles, I was like, oh, shucks, I'm in business. And there was this lady laying on the floor with the blanket, like rolling, literally rolling on the floor, bawling her eyes out. And there's her son just like looking at her like, are you crazy? And I remember this scene being the scene where the lady was like just bawling her eyes out. Something happened where the deed to the house went missing, and he was asking the mom if she took it because the house they were in did not belong to them. It was like a vineyard type thing. They sold peaches, no, Asian pears. They sold pears, and the pears vineyard belonged to a young lady, and somehow the deed went missing from her because the family was taking care of the orchard. They felt like it was, the mom felt like it was her place. They were taking care of it, and she can't just come in and put her family out. So I think she took it, but she was trying to convince her son that she needed to be believed with the situation. So she is literally crying and rolling on the floor, and I'm like, what the heck is this? Like, this woman is literally rolling on the floor, crying, and the son's just standing there, and I'm like, I had never seen a TV show like this, so I stayed tuned. And I mean, it had its hilarious points, and from that point, I was already halfway into the show. So I went back. Well, actually, this is what I did. I went to the library, went on the computer because at the time I didn't have a computer. So we got on the computer and I tried to find this show. So I didn't know how to find the show, but I remember they called it Ojak. So I kept typing Ojak, 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 and it came up as Ojak Yo, Ojakgyo brothers. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I am still not fluent in Korean. I'm still in the beginning stages of learning Korean, but that is part of what sparked my interest in Korean. So after watching Ojak, I went to Glory Jane and I watched that whole series. It was wonderful, had subtitles, and then my next series was Can You Hear My Heart? And from that point, it hadn't like really dug in with, it was just like something to watch. It was funny, it had comedic tones, and sometimes it had the tones where or the feelings where you had to get the tissues. And I thought it was a neat thing, that this is on regular television and actually subtitled, because I've always said if I could understand what them Hispanics are, and not to be racist, so nobody please take that as being racist, but to see the Hispanics on the TV and their drama shows and always a dun, 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 I would love to have seen subtitles so I know what's going on. I would watch that too because I love different cultures. But when I came across that and it actually had subtitles, English, that I could read, yes. So, because I watch movies with subtitles. So if you're going to ever sit down with me and watch a movie, I'm going to suggest, please put on the subtitles. Even if it's in English. I like for have the subtitles on the bottom of the screen. For some reason, I like to read and watch. So, yeah, people say that's too much going on at once, but I love it. I can read and watch what's going on and have no trouble. And that is what led me into K-pop, because I then got a subscription with Netflix, and to my surprise, just in searching, it had some Korean dramas. And then my all-time favorite drama that I learned about was on there. Me and my daughter, I think that's how, in a way, I introduced her, unbeknownst, because it was like, well, you watch this with me because I don't want to watch it by myself. Boys Over Flowers. That is the all-time favorite drama of mine. I think I have watched that drama at least 3-4 times maybe. And from that point, I guess that's when it all dug in. But there was a favorite character of mine in Boys Over Flowers, which was, I want to say Jihoon. He was the friend of the main lead who was in love with the girl also. So you have the guy, girl, guy. So it was basically like a love triangle, and the best friend of the guy was in love with the girl, and his real name, the guy that played the character, is Kim Hyung-jun. So of course, why did I do it? But I did it. Why did I do it? I did. I went to the library, because that is my go-to place. I love the library. I love books. Got on the computer and searched Kim Hyung-jun. Why did I do this? Why did I do this? Then I went home and searched on my phone. Kim Hyung-jun. Found out that he was in a K-pop group. I did not know what K-pop was, but I've always loved music as well, because I would sit and listen to music and read books, and or sit and listen to music, because I grew up in a house or a home, a family where music was always present, and you move, you dance, you get your groove onto the music. So we would always have gatherings, family would dance, kids would dance when we were all together, that type of thing. So when I heard K-pop, went on YouTube, put in the name Kim Hyung-jun, because basically when I went online, typed in Kim Hyung-jun, it just brought up information about him. And come to find out, he was an actor as well as a singer. He was in a group called SS501, and those letters have a different name. I don't remember what it means, but in a sense it all boils down to all 5 of them were one. So like a family unit or friends forever. Went home on my phone, went to Ticken on YouTube on my phone, and typed in Kim Hyung-jun, and the first video that came up was Please. Oh, why did I do that? I fell in love with K-pop at that very moment. I had never seen such a beautiful video and a beautiful person singing the video. He had this nice suit, gray suit on. His hair was slicked and swooped, and he was singing a song with like an R&B tone. And then when I saw the acting of him, it was basically, the video was him and this girl in a relationship. She is cheating on him with somebody else. He is outside in the car, basically witnessing her taking somebody else home, which is the alter ego of him. So basically, he was playing two parts in the video. And while he's playing two parts in the video, one is in the car crying because his girl just took somebody to do home, and the other guy is winding down the girl, and they get into an argument, and she's breaking stuff, he's yanking on her, and that was pretty much the video. But the song is about, him loving somebody so much, and she do this to him, so her love is killing me. Her love is killing me. So I found the actual English lyrics. I watched that video so many times, and that video led me to other videos, which led me to more videos, and I am at now currently, that was like 2010, it's 2017, and I'm still listening to K-pop. So yeah, that was my beginnings. My second music, I did search more into SS501, which led me into G-Dragon and J-Park. And then I remember my first downloaded song was from Beast, and I didn't know who Beast was, but I love that song Oasis. And it was like, from that point on, it's like the music spoke to my soul, because whenever I listen to K-pop, it is so up-tempo that it brings my spirits up, I guess you say. But sometimes people ask, how can you be into something that's not American? To me, music has no borders. So I'm okay with listening to anything that is not American, as long as it speaks to your soul. So my main deal is, I have a lot of people that say that once you become Christian, you should do nothing, or nothing that you do should be secular, or nothing, or everything should evolve around God. But I feel like you should have a balance in your life, because God wants you to be happy. And I'm not saying that K-pop should take away from your relationship with God, but what I'm saying is you should be happy, and God wants you to be happy. And I don't feel like listening to certain music, if it doesn't take away your love for God, changes your relationship with God. So that's my struggle with K-pop. I love it so much, and yes, I have corrupted my daughter and niece, two nieces, with it, and at times they overrun me with the K-pop. But when I take a step from K-pop, I watch K-dramas and reality shows, and I have watched so many to date. Like I said, it's been like 7 years, and I have been so deep into K-pop, it is just ridiculous. I still get picked on by family members. Oh, she black Korean, black and Korean mix, because I look at the Asians, and if I speak some Asian, she Blasian, and it's just, don't be speaking that jumbo, listening to your ching chong music, and all of those things. But I try not to let that get to me. I'm not trying to be racist or offensive to anyone, but that's the things that I've been through and have heard. How would you want to learn Korean? What is that going to do to help you? Pretty much I want to be able to understand what they're saying without the subtitles. Because, you go to the nail shop and they be speaking that language around you and there ain't no subtitles. So you're like, what the heck they talking about me? What is going on? What is this? So that was pretty much how I got into learning about some of the Korean culture. I'm not saying that the dramas pretty much mirror what they do or what people are into, But that is how I got into learning about it, and it sparked the interest of actually wanting to learn the language, learning some words so I can say certain things. You know, me and my daughter play with each other. Like when she comes in the room, I go Hajima, and she's like, or Gajima, or Bojo, till we get out. You know, I say different things. You know, we picked up a few words, and it hasn't been like a hardcore learning because I really don't think that I will go to Korea because I don't have like the want to travel overseas. But my daughter's like, I will go abroad anytime. But no, that is how my beginnings are with K-pop, K-drama. I hope you enjoyed my hashtag story time. I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.